What is this pen? Why is this pen? And did that Spanish girl from the free clubbing event give me herpes? These are all very deep questions that the ancient Greek philosophers asked themselves. They were the true founders of self-improvement, and their wisdom is incredible. Now, if you would like to harness the immense power of their ancient wisdom, then stick around because we've made a full guide. See you in a sec.
Now let's start with the OG, with Socrates. The first thing you want to do is question your beliefs, always. Now of course you want to have very strong beliefs that you always stand to, but you need to be open for other ones, otherwise you're never going to learn anything new. And that's how you become a much more reflective person. You should be an ethical person. I know ethical is a very subjective term, but generally speaking, don't become a person who gets corrupted by greed and power and lust. Become a person that cherishes values and appreciates other people and thinks not only about himself, but about everyone else around him as well. And what does an ethical person do? They communicate very well. Develop your communication skills, become a good speaker, become a very clear speaker, just generally improve the way you talk. Now, learning from mistakes is another very important one. If you don't learn from mistakes, you're not going to develop at all. See, making mistakes is actually a very important part of self-improvement, but if you don't learn from them, that part is useless. And last but not least, you want to inspire other people. There's no point in accumulating all this wisdom if you don't use it to inspire other people. Think about how much the wisdom of Socrates influenced the rest of humanity. We're still talking about him nowadays, aren't we?
Socrates' student was Plato. He actually took his wisdom and then built on it. Plato preaches that we should all get into philosophy. The first time I came into contact with it was when I did my A-levels. It was very interesting to me back then. I kind of forgot about it for a while and focused on some other things, more basic things in self-improvement, but eventually found my way back into philosophy recently, about 4 months ago. If you don't have the basics of self-improvement down yet, stuff like meditation, journaling, exercise and so on, you don't need to get into philosophy just yet. But I can tell you, once you have got these down, philosophy is a beautiful, beautiful next step. You're going to start to question everything around you, yourself, the world around you, and you're going to start asking yourself questions that Plato asked himself. Where did we come from? Why are we here? What is life? It is hard to explain how this makes you feel, so you'll only feel it once you get into philosophy yourself. But it is very profound, and trust me, this is the next step of self-improvement. You also want to be a lifelong learner. Keep in mind, a lot of these concepts overlap with what the other people said. We just distilled each person's own points and popped them in here, so you're not missing out on anything. But all of them said that you should be a lifelong learner. Your entire life, you should constantly strive to look for some new things that you can take on and learn about. Every single day, you can go out there and learn something. Read a book, read the ingredients list on your cereal. There's always something to learn. You should also nurture community and relationships. A happy life is a life where you have lots of relationships and a good community. We are community animals after all. Find yourself a friend group. Find yourself a girlfriend or partner. Very easy. And if you don't know how to form strong bonds and relationships yet, check out this video, we got one on it, and it's very profound. Plato also says that you should find beauty in everything you do. One way of going about this is kind of like gratitude journaling. You can do gratitude journaling or beauty journaling. Just think about what was beautiful today. What's beautiful about this tree next to me? If you find the beauty in life, well, everything's going to be beautiful to you, even the rainy days. Plato also preaches that you should actually balance reason and emotion. A lot of us hustle bros are out here saying that you should just not be emotional at all and just be completely rational. But guess what? You literally just work against your own brain. You need to implement both of these because both of these make you whole. Implement your emotions and then think rationally to become the best version of yourself. Use lots of introspection, reflect on the things that you did, all about yourself. Find out what your triggers are, what makes you happy, what makes you sad and so on. And very important, engage with diverse perspectives. Nothing is worse than that one Twitter snowflake that spends all day on Twitter doing nothing but scrolling, and then coming out in the real world, preaching the wisdom to you. Except the wisdom is just one opinion, and that snowflake literally thinks that nothing, and I mean nothing but that one opinion exists and you have to believe in it. Do not do this. Engage with diverse perspectives. You want to be open-minded, and even if you don't agree with someone else's perspective, at least try to understand them. That way, you'll become a more whole person and a more holistic thinker.
Now let's continue with the Stoics. Now before you insult me in the comment section, I know all the OG Stoics like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca and Epictetus, they're all Roman. But the thing is, these philosophies are so connected to each other and they actually overlap a lot. See, a lot of what we talked about is also part of Stoic philosophy because it's literally influenced by it. But the things I'm going to tell you now are very unique to Stoicism and very important in self-improvement. First of all, accept it or change it. This is called the dichotomy of control. There's these things that you can control and the things that you can't control. What you can't control, you need to accept. What you can control, you need to change. Simple as that. This ties in heavily to emotional resilience. Now, this doesn't mean that you should fight your emotions. No, this is actually about controlling your emotions, having emotional resilience. So even in tough situations, you manage to stay calm and stoic. See, that's where the word comes from. People who are too emotional and can't control their emotions are actually dangerous people, especially if they have a lot of power and they get emotional, they're going to do very terrible things. Self-control and moderation are more things that are taught by the Stoics. They teach us to resist vices or only indulge in them in moderation. You could even say that the Stoics were the first people to do a dopamine detox. Embracing impermanence is another thing. See, nothing's ever going to remain the way it is right now. And if you embrace that, if you're ready to go with the change, you're going to be much more flexible in life. You're not going to be left behind and it's going to help your evolution immensely. And last but not least, you need to find a life purpose. Something that's very unique to you, that you align all your energy into, all your passion. This can be some sort of passion project or anything that you can do very well that actually contributes something to the world.
Wow, what a banging episode. Don't forget to check out this video as well. We'll see you there.